Bueno. Bueno, buenas tardes. Continuamos con nuestro caso de asesinato, aquí de post-mortem. Bueno, ahora para situarnos donde nos habíamos quedado, estamos investigando como Jaques Hellouin. Estamos reconstruyendo su investigación. Y bueno, ya sabemos un par de cosas interesantes. Sabemos que los Whyte, que fueron los que son las víctimas de este caso, se hacían pasar por hermanos, se llamaban Eaton. Y estaban investigando, aparentemente iban a cometer un robo al banquero de Alepen, que es quien contrata a Jack para que investigue qué era lo que estaba pasando en esta parte de la trama del juego, y descubren que forma parte también de una organización secreta que de momento no sabemos a lo que se dedican ni lo que hacen, pero sí que participan en ella varias personas influyentes. Hemos estado ya en el apartamento de los Eaton, hemos descubierto las notas, por eso sabemos lo de la orden, que Grace, que es la señora Whyte, sí que participaba y que había sido presentada en esa orden por el psicoanalista, que también forma parte de la misma. Por otro lado, también se nos ha activado en el mapa, como veis aquí, la casa de Alepen, pero de momento tiene una cerradura bastante sofisticada que no la podemos abrir. Aquí tenemos la sala de reunión de esta orden, y sabemos que mantendría una affair para él, la señora Grace Eaton y de Alepen, que es lo que permitiría dar facilidad para cometer el robo. ¿Qué es lo que quieren robar? No quieren robar el banco en sí, sino lo que sabemos es un tesoro. Hasta ahí es hasta donde hemos llegado. Y lo otro que sabemos es que Jack fue a preguntar por los Whyte, ¿vale? Pero como era lógico, el recepcionista del Hotel Orpheé no le quiso decir la habitación, y el que sí se la quiere proporcionar es Malek. Bueno, en esta parte estamos.
Mr. Dumoulin, I respect your position and the necessity of discretion. However, Mr. de Alpin and Gracie Eaton saw each other more often than they let on. They even had a favorite restaurant they went to. Can you give me the name?
It would be preferable if you ask Mr. de Alpin that in person, when he is available.
Bueno, ya sabemos también que al restaurante de Alexandre iban Gracie de Moulin.
Mr. Dumoulin, time's of the essence. The integrity of your brotherhood is at stake. I must find the Eatons before there's a scandal.
It is a famous restaurant, Chez Alexandre, in the 8th district. Is there a menace looming? I'm sorry, sir. Even if I really wanted to, I am not allowed to divulge any information.
Vale, muy bien. Entonces, ¿qué sabemos hasta aquí? Sabemos que se veía en este restaurante, y en ese restaurante nosotros lo teníamos activado porque fue el lugar donde los Eaton o los señores Whyte, llamarlo como queráis, se habían reunido junto con el dueño del café Alambic, Hellouin, o algo así, no me acuerdo ahora, para ultimar los detalles del robo, porque él también estaba implicado en el robo de este tesoro, vamos a llamarlo así de momento. Pues nada, vamos a ir al hotel aquí para dirigirnos a hablar. Bueno, si hay alguien que lo vio antes, lo estoy repitiendo porque los subtítulos no se leían. Entonces, estoy repitiendo la misma.
What can I get you, sir?
Everything's fine. Thanks anyway.
Right. Okay.
Y a ver, porque... Y me olvidé de guardarlo y entonces hay que repetir. A ver. Este es el restaurante de Jaques Alexander, donde se reunían. Ahora me llama la atención que no se activó lo de Malek.
Excuse me, sir. May I help you?
Porque es aquí donde yo sé.
Sit down.
Ahora sí. Hay que dar con la mesa correcta.
What do you want with the Whytes?
You look like someone who might be able to slip me some info about the
Ahora sí.
Whytes.
We will see. How much will you pay?
Do not worry, it's my client who pays.
Ah, someone who gets things quickly. We're going to get along just fine. Now what do you want to know?
The Whyte. Do you know who I'm talking about? Well, they're a couple. What's Mrs. Whyte like? Is she hot?
Yes, a tall guy and a beautiful dame, both of them Americans. They're definitely a couple. Slept in the same bed, bathed in the same tub.
Ha! Never a dull moment, those Whytes. Always leading the good life. That being said, I do not envy them. Cash can go to your head sometimes.
You can tell right away the Whytes are not very classy people. No manners. They think they can get away with murder.
How long have they been at the hotel?
They've only been in the hotel for 3 days. Since they never leave their room, it does not take much to figure out what they are up to in there. No, they have never set foot here before.
Have the Whytes had any visitors since their arrival?
Solitary types. If you ask me, they are not tourists. They hardly ever came out of their hole. They put everything on the hotel bill. Meals, clothes, alcohol. The room has been booked for a good month. The man went out a couple of times at night.
Will you give me their room number? I'm gonna pay them a little visit.
Room 507, but you are out of luck. They are not there. Must have kissed and made up. The dame has dyed her hair red. Look, I've got other things to do, you know. It's not like your money is going to a life of leisure. You ought to hire a private eye.
Ese es un dato importante por recordar que nosotros, en la investigación de la habitación, encontramos un rastro de tintura de pelo en una de las piletas del baño, en el lavabo. Ahí tenemos a los Whytes.
Mr. de Alpin, your birds have returned. Even so, I would like to take a quick look. Room 507. Just a quick look. That's when I saw the most amazing thing in my life. I do not know if it was the smoke that blurred my vision, but one thing is for sure. That creature was not trying to keep them warm. And the damn creature saw me. I have fought in the war, you know, but I've never seen the likes of that. When its eyes stared at me, I ran. Yes, I fled like a little kid. There must have been something in the air because I fainted right after that. I came around later, near the Alambic. That's where you saw me. Mom? Is that you?
Ah, no. Jaques Hellouin, I'm arresting you for the double murder of the Whytes.
Believe me, I'm not the culprit. Speak to my mother. She'll give you the proof.
Well, thank you for your help.
What?
Yes, I had you followed, and you led us straight to the culprit.
No. Something is off. I've been tricked like a sucker. But by who?
Buena pregunta. Volvemos a ser Gus Mcpherson. Bueno, volvamos. Parece que vamos a volver a la oficina de Jaques Hellouin a ver qué nos dice la madre. Ah, no, que la madre vive al lado, de verdad.
No one here.
Siempre hay algo para recoger. No hemos recogido una linterna. Veis aquí si vais a... Ahora como somos Gus Mcpherson, si vamos aquí... No hay nada. Ahora parece que está abierto. Nos han llevado los... Vale, es la madre que tiene las pruebas. ¿Está bien?
Hello, what number can I dial for you?
Forgive me, miss. I seem to have misplaced the number. Thanks all the same.
If you want to talk to someone, you will need their number. Glad to be of service, sir. Goodbye.
Bueno. Continuamos. Vamos a ir a Vamos a la comisaría. A ver.
I do not want to be mixed up in all this. No thanks, it's not for me.
It's too much
Way too
complicated.
complicated.
Vamos a ver, debe de estar.
Ah, Mr. Mcpherson, I was just thinking about you. Good to see you again. Have you brought me any more culprits?
You've got very little on Hellouin, Inspector. Unless you have further evidence, your culprit will soon be a free man, cleared of all suspicion.
I have some solid witnesses, and moreover, a very accurate witness sketch. Thank you.
You heard his story. Hellouin did not kill the Whytes. He didn't even know them.
Like you, Hellouin is a mercenary, Mr. Mcpherson. Ready to do anything for a little money.
I continue to doubt his guilt.
You're not a judge, Mr. Mcpherson. But if you think you can prove his innocence, go ahead.
I am not giving up, Inspector. Quite the opposite. I will be back when I have some news.
Fine, Mcpherson. Come back whenever you want. You know where to find me. Ah, Mr. Mcpherson, I was just thinking about you. Good to see you again. Have you brought me any more culprits?
I am not giving up, Inspector. Quite the opposite. I will be back when I have some news.
Fine, Mcpherson. Come back whenever you want. You know where to find me.
Bueno, ¿hacia dónde nos dirigimos ahora? Vamos al Café Alambic, a ver qué. Aquí está la chica que era la que le pasó los.
Mac, you disappear for ages, then turn up without warning. You must be after something.
Sí.
Berenice, you're my little green fairy. With everything we've been through together, I know you'll always be here for me. You're the only person in Paris I can trust. So,
Still the same sense of humor. I see the Parisian air inspires you.
no, seriously. You're really the only person I can trust. I have one or two questions that I need you to answer.
Mac, you know full well I would not refuse you anything. Ask, I'll find you the answer.
Berenice, do you remember the other night before you came round to my place? I had some complications. That guy who got away from me. Well, I caught up with him, but I need to know if you have seen him here before. Hellouin. Jaques Hellouin.
Yes, well, I think it was the same. He came asking questions a few days ago. I don't know.
Berenice, I'm just asking you to be careful. This business is complicated and more dangerous than it seems. Anyway, I'm off. See you soon.
Ciao, Mac. Take care. Mac, I'm gonna start thinking you can't do without me. Did I forget something at your place?
Bebe, those beautiful eyes of yours surely saw a beautiful stranger, especially an American. Do you remember a guy at the Alambic going by the name of Paul Eaton?
It's funny you mention it. Another detective came and asked me the same thing a few days ago. Good-looking bloke, that P.I., nice mustache. Yes, I remember Eaton. He was hanging out with the Alambic crowd last month.
Berenice, I think I'd better warn you. This Paul Eaton is mixed up in some dirty business. I just hope the boss, Albert, did not trust Eaton too much.
Paul and old man Hulot? Of course they know each other. They even got really chummy.
Berenice, it is vital you tell me everything you know about Paul Eaton. And I warn you, everything he has told you is probably lies. I think his name is also a fake.
He was not very chatty, Polly boy. I must say, he did not speak French very well. All I got was that he was in Paris with his sister, who I never saw. He hinted once or twice that they were onto something big, loads of cash, easy work. You know, Mac, now that I think of it, Paul Eaton was definitely the dodgy type.
Have you seen anything of Paul Eaton since?
No point getting all jealous, Mac. You're the only American in my heart. I've not seen Eaton here again. And as for Albert, the owner, I have no idea. I suspect Paul pulled off the scam of the century and fled to Borneo.
Berenice, I'm just asking you to be
Quería coger
careful.
la otra pestaña.
This business is complicated and more dangerous than it seems. Anyway, I'm off. See you soon.
Ciao, Mac. Take care. Mac, I'm gonna start thinking you can't do without me. Did I forget something at your place?
Hulot, the boss? Is he there? Maybe he noticed some things that you missed, Bebe. You know, you might have been too busy staring at that tall, dark American to notice anything peculiar about him.
Albert is not here. I was supposed to meet him here this morning, but he's not come by today. You know, Mac, Albert Hulot has not changed. He is as weird as ever. If I see him, I will tell him you're looking for him.
Berenice, I'm just asking you to be careful. This business is complicated and more dangerous than it seems. Anyway, I'm off. See you soon.
Ciao, Mac. Take care.
Bueno. Continuamos con nuestra investigación y vamos a ver quién le tendió la trampa a Gus Mcpherson, que posibilitó que arrestaran a Jaques Hellouin. Bueno, a ver si podemos ir. Porque lo que nos decían era que habláramos con la madre de Jaques, que es la que tiene las pruebas de su inocencia. Pero de momento no la encontramos.
No one here.
Solo si la podemos. Voy a probar a ver si la puedo llamar por teléfono. Es que.
Hello, what number can I dial for you?
No.
Forgive
Sigue
me,
las
miss.
mismas tres
I
opciones.
seem to have misplaced the number. Thanks all the same.
If you want to talk to someone, you will need their number. Glad to be of service, sir. Goodbye.
Vamos a volver al hotel a ver qué encontramos. A ver qué nos dicen.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Hotel Orpheé. My name is Isidore Petit. What can I do for you?
When the Whytes returned on the night of their death, did you notice if a car dropped them off? A smart car. I don't remember the make.
Who knows? I was here at the desk. Malek was taking care of the door. Actually, he saw to all the doors. He was a doorman. And one good reason why all the locks throughout the establishment ought to be changed. Malek is no longer with us, and nobody knows what he has done with the master key. Good. Well, if it's all right with you, I have a lot of work to do. Goodbye, sir.
Vale. Vamos a preguntarle al camarero a ver si tiene. Sí.
Sir?
The man you identified is called Hellouin. Jaques Hellouin. Can you confirm your statement?
Hellouin? That's a funny name. And a private eye to boot. Now, I'm surprised. Quite a turnaround, isn't it? That is definitely why he came in here, no mistake. As for what happened to him afterwards, I have no way of knowing.
Did Malek join him, or was it the other way around?
Yes, I remember now. He and Malek had a quick chat, and it was definitely Malek who met up with him. The man arrived a few moments before Malek did.
Estamos confirmando lo que nos dijo Jaques Hellouin.
What do you remember of their conversation?
I didn't hear anything. They spoke in low voices as if they were planning something. As for anything changing hands, I maintain that your man, Hellouin, didn't get a thing. He's the one who gave money to Malek.
Malek is dead.
Malek is dead? That's awful. It's starting to be an epidemic. I can kiss the money the little scoundrel owed me goodbye. Never mind. May he rest in peace.
Did he owe you money?
Malek has always been in debt. On the night of the murder, he slipped off without coming to see me. If he had any money on him, he hung on to it.
Este detalle es interesante, os comento, porque cuando Gus Mcpherson se encontró con Malek en el Café Alambic, él le confesó que no tenía problemas económicos porque había recibido una herencia y aparentemente iba a pagar todas
Thank you.
y empezar
You're
una
welcome.
nueva vida. Bueno, vamos siguiendo por aquí. Vamos a ver si la vecina de enfrente, de aquí del hotel, tiene algo que decirnos.
You are the detective, are you not?
With the arrest of Hellouin, this case has taken a different turn, and I'm the only one who can save him from the guillotine. I have to shed light on 2 investigations at the same time.
It is time to decide who you trust, Mr. Mcpherson. I'm as eager as you to see the end of this nightmare.
You associate with the Parisian upper crust, Mrs. Loiseau. Can you tell me about Grégoire d'Alpin?
Grégoire de Alpin is an extremely rich banker in Paris, the heir of an old family.
You're telling me stuff that everybody knows, Mrs. Loiseau. Give me something paranormal, something occult.
De Alpin is a powerful man. He works in the shadows, fascinated by the Middle Ages. He is the founder of the Brotherhood of the Supreme Order of the Rosy Cross. Will that be enough, Mr. Mcpherson?
You probably know the Brotherhood of the Supreme Order of the Rosy Cross.
An occult brotherhood. Beware. Its members are highly influential in every sector of Parisian life. That is what makes them so dangerous. Contrary to what they'd have you believe, their occult knowledge is rather limited.
So none of its members can aspire to true illumination, such as you attained, Mrs. Loiseau.
A brotherhood of puppets manipulated by their supreme brother.
Does this supreme brother have such an influence over the members as to endanger my investigations?
I fear that his influence is becoming harmful. It is rumored that the Supreme Brother can comfortably manipulate everyone up to and including the Chief of Police himself.
Lurking in the shadows from the beginning of my investigation. Grégoire d'Alpin is the Supreme Brother. I'm right, am I not?
For a very long time, Grégoire de Alpin was the Supreme Brother, Mr. Mcpherson. But he has now given way to another.
The job is open. The time is ripe to propose you as successor.
The heir took his place. Kay is the new Supreme Brother. And Kay is Dr. Frank Goffner, Mr. Mcpherson.
What becomes of Grégoire d'Alpin? Did they give him a leaving bonus? Did he retire to Provence?
This succession is the result of a schism at the heart of the Brotherhood. The two men did not share the same vision of the past and the future. De Alpin no doubt saw that his time had come. His retirement was quite voluntary.
Would these men be capable of ordering the deaths of those who would stand in their way?
Weren't the Whytes known to both Kaufner and de Vallepin, Mr. Mcpherson? Nothing is beyond their reach.
There are too many questions. We'll only get answers to our questions by shedding light on the Whytes' death.
Even evil has a reason, Mr. Mcpherson. Even evil.
Madre mía.
Should you have need of guidance, do not hesitate. Come back and see me.
Bueno, ya nos ha contado bastantes cosas. La sorpresa que tenemos es que Gregory de Arrepén ya no es más el hermano el supremo de la orden. Bueno, nos vamos. ¿Dónde está la puerta? Acá. Bueno, a ver si tenemos suerte ahora y encontramos a la madre, o todavía no es tiempo de encontrar a la madre. No. Bueno. Vamos a ir a hablar con el doctor Kaufner. A ver qué nos dice. Una puerta de lo más interesante.
I must get past these alleys. If anyone lays their hands on me, I certainly don't want to find myself in a cell.
Madre mía. Que da yuyu este. Bueno, vamos a ir. Vamos a ver. Bueno, por aquí no podemos pasar. Esta puerta tampoco. Vamos a ver que tenemos la puerta abierta. Amiga. Se abren de un sitio y cierran de otro. A ver qué tenemos que encontrar por aquí. Bueno. A ver. ¿Dónde estás? Está lleno de celdas, pero aparentemente no. Y sería el momento. Jaques Hellouin. Sí.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to Chez Alexander. Can I do anything for you, sir?
Your establishment has been recommended to me for its outstanding menu. Can a table be reserved? Near to a fountain, if possible.
How unfortunate. We have no more tables available this evening. Perhaps you would like to come back tomorrow, although we don't open till 7 o'clock tomorrow, sir. Early next week would be the best. I'm so sorry, sir, but, you know, our medieval specialties are very much in demand at the moment. Today's recommended dish is wild boar in barley beer, served in the Lutes style. Good evening, sir. Welcome to Chez Alexander. Can I do anything for you, sir?
Your establishment has been recommended to me for its outstanding menu. Can a table be reserved? Near to a fountain, if possible.
How unfortunate. We have no more tables available this evening. Perhaps you would like to come back tomorrow, although we don't open till 7 o'clock tomorrow, sir. Early next week would be the best. I'm so sorry, sir, but, you know, our medieval specialties are very much in demand at the moment. Today's recommended dish is wild boar in barley beer, served in the Lutes style.
Bueno, aquí tampoco tenemos más nada que hacer. Vamos a ver aquí a la...
If I can be of any assistance, sir?
Yes,
Visitors are not admitted, sir. Would you kindly leave?
You are mistaken. I'm not just any old visitor. I've come to make inquiries. Inquiries about the occult.
Visitors are not admitted, sir. Would you kindly leave?
The knowledge stored here would be impossible to find anywhere else. Even the Sorbonne is but a pale shadow of your great learning.
Our library contains knowledge and secrets that cannot even be found at the Sorbonne. The Brotherhood of the Supreme Order of the Rosy Cross are the most erudite people in the Western world.
Does your sealed-off library include books on magic, Kabbalah, divination, tarot, lost civilizations, Mu, Hyperborea, Atlantis, the Holy Grail, and alchemy?
Sir, one must not joke with the occult arts. Alchemy, the great work.
How does one attain this great work? Must one first become a supreme brother before contemplating all of its power? Like your SBGDA? Your alchemist?
The great Ouroboros has spoken, sir. GDA is no more. The SBK is our supreme leader now.
You mean to say D'Alpin is no longer your supreme brother? Had his term of office ended, or was he deposed?
We are not in the Middle Ages now, sir. It is simply an inheritance by due succession.
What does the future hold for a former SB once he has stood down? What became of GDA?
GDA is the supreme light. His wisdom becomes accessible to all consciences. The great work has been done.
Could you be more explicit, Mr. Dumoulin? If what you say regarding your GDA means that he is no longer among us, that he is dead, then, my friend, you will have the courts to answer to.
Glory to the SBK.
You seem to know a little too much, Dumoulin. Be careful with your threats. I'm not here to bother you. I already have a suspect for these crimes. But from what you have told me, I could easily have you charged with being an accessory. At the very worst, you might be sent to the nut house.
What would the police do, eh? What would it gain? They will have to wait a long time for an order from the police chief. Leave before things get worse for you.
Bueno, las cosas se empiezan a complicar. Para todos. A ver, recapitulamos. Hemos ido vamos a probar.
Hello, what number can I dial for you?
I'm sorry to disturb you, miss. Can you connect me to the Élysée, 1528? I want to speak to Sophia Blake.
Right away, sir. Sophia Blake, who's speaking?
Miss Blake? This is Gus Mcpherson. Can we meet? I'd like to clarify a few points with you.
Meet me in an hour at the restaurant Chez Alexandre. We can talk there.
Bueno, ya.
Ah, Mr. Mcpherson, I was just thinking about you. Good to see you again. Have you brought me any more
Voy a
culprits?
ver si nos dice algo sobre.
I'm not giving up,
Por si nos
Inspector.
decía,
Quite
fui
the
por si nos
opposite.
decía algo
I will be
sobre.
back when I have some news.
Fine, Mcpherson. Come back whenever you want. You know where to find me.
A ver si. Nuestro amigo, el policía, nos dice algo.
I do not want to be mixed up in all this. No thanks, it's not for me. Way too complicated.
Vamos a ver qué pasa en la casa de Alepen. Porque
Strange front door. An improved version of all the other locks I've come across so far.
la madre sigue sin aparecer.
No one here.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to Chez Alexandre. Can I do anything for you, sir?
Very chic restaurant, Chez Alexandre. But I'm just passing by.
Our establishment caters to the finest palates in Paris. If you happen to change your mind, we would be only too pleased to welcome you, sir. My name is Tonio. Good evening, sir. Welcome to Chez Alexandre. Can I do anything for you, sir?
A table has been booked under the name of Blake, Sophia Blake. I'm here to meet up with the lady. My name is Gus Mcpherson.
A ver.
This way, please, sir. Miss Blake is waiting for you.
A ver. Aquí la tenemos.
If you want to see me, Mr. Mcpherson, I imagine it's because you've made some headway.
Actually, several new occurrences have come to light. Occurrences that require an explanation from you, Miss Blake.
I don't understand, Mr. Mcpherson. What do you mean?
What I have learned totally contradicts what you said about the Whytes. Who were they really?
Ruby Whyte was my younger sister, and Regis Whyte was her husband. I already told you, Mr. Mcpherson.
There is one small detail in all this that you failed to mention. The head of Baphomet. Does that mean anything to you, Miss Blake?
I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Mcpherson. Should I?
I do not like to be taken for a fool, Miss Blake.
All right. I admit that I wasn't totally honest with you. What do you want to know?
Ruby and Regis Whyte never existed. Not as you described them, anyway. Who were they really?
I don't have a sister, Mr. Mcpherson. Ruby Whyte's real name was Faye Johnson, and Jerome Johnson was her real husband. I hired them, a terrible mistake on my part, but I'm not responsible for their death.
What were they doing in Paris? I want the truth, Miss Blake.
They were supposed to retrieve the object that was stolen from me. Everything was planned in minute detail. They failed. Their death is a regrettable accident.
In the course of my investigations, I was told about a much coveted object, the head of Baphomet. Does that mean anything to you?
The object has been in my husband's family for generations, Mr. Mcpherson. I didn't lie to you. Grégoire de Alpin stole it from us. My husband, already weak from his illness, died of sorrow. I now want to retrieve what is rightfully mine and avenge the memory of the man I loved.
Then you recognize the existence of this man, Grégoire d'Alpin. Who is he really?
A madman, blinded by an obsession to possess a supposedly valuable relic. The head of Baphomet. By stealing it, he destroyed my life. D'Alpin led my husband to his death, my family to ruin.
What exactly is the importance of this object, this head of Baphomet? And why is d'Alpin so anxious to get hold of it?
I don't really know. My husband was very secretive about the value of the head of Baphomet. As for me, I simply want to retrieve what is rightfully mine. But d'Alpin and his lot venerate the relic, surround it with many legends. Legends of immortality. As you grow old, these legends suddenly become a source of hope, a source of life and death.
Why so many identities?
They were professional con artists, Mr. Mcpherson. As soon as they occupied their room at the Hotel Orpheé, they became the Whytes, a rich couple on vacation. It was also the signal that they had pulled it off. I was supposed to take delivery of the merchandise. Unfortunately, they were killed in the meantime.
Who, in your opinion, killed the Whytes?
The Whytes were criminals, Mr. Mcpherson. They made a foolish mistake. They're dead. Aside from their own carelessness, it can only be because of the man who is behind all of this, Grégoire de Alpin.
Do you think the killer will strike again?
He would do anything to achieve his aim, Mr. Mcpherson. Everyone who has crossed his path is in danger. The man is insane. He'll kill again. You must understand that you are the only one who can stop him. We have to put an end to this madness. The object must be found before other heads roll.
Go and tell the police what you have told me. Inspector Lebrun will be glad to help you. He'll understand, I'm sure.
You still haven't understood. The police do not want a part of this. D'Alpin has the Paris police in his pocket, Mr. Mcpherson. Paris is just a puppet on his string.
That is a tragic story, Miss Blake. Why didn't you tell me the truth from the outset?
I was alone in Paris, confronted by a fearless enemy. I had to act quickly and discreetly. If you had refused to help me, Mr. Mcpherson, I would have had no one else. I didn't want to be dishonest with you.
Supposing I refuse to continue the investigation?
It's too late, Mr. Mcpherson. We can't back out now. The Whytes are dead. This doorman is dead. Your patron is dead. Would you be able to live with new victims on your conscience? innocent people you've met, questioned. Find me the head of Baphomet and the problem will be resolved.
Well, if you put it like that, I agree to carry on, Miss Blake.
You see, we can reach an agreement, Mr. McPherson.
Bueno, tenemos muchos misterios todavía que resolver. Vamos a continuar con la investigación, pero de momento lo dejamos por aquí. Gracias por la visita y recordar que todos los vídeos están subidos, están colgados en mi canal de YouTube. Para si quieren repasar o ver algo que os han perdido, pues sabéis que allí lo tenéis. Hasta la próxima.